Despite popular belief, Pentax is alive and well and releasing new products. Recent new lenses include the DA-Star 16-50mm f2.8 PLM lens, the DFA-Star 85mm f1.4 lens, and the new FA Limited 21mm f2.4 lens, along with releasing minor updates to existing lens designs like just tweaking the coatings. And they continue to release updates to their lens roadmap, and here's the current one. Now, there's a lot of potential lenses on this list and rumors and excitement about that. Trust me, I know I read Pentax forums. People like to talk an awful lot about what we know very little about. But what I want to talk about today is the lens that I think Pentax should release next. But before I tell you the lens that I think Pentax should release next, I want you to let me know what you want Pentax to release next in the comments below. This is the Pentax DA-Star 50-135mm f2.8 lens. It's an APS-C premium zoom lens offering a constant large aperture and zoom range equivalent to a 70-200mm on a full frame. It's relatively light and compact compared to its full frame competitors. I'll take the lens hood off there. And it's weathered sealed. It's a great lens with some flaws we'll talk about in a minute. Optically, it's fantastic. You get sharp images from f2.8 already, and then all throughout the zoom range. I've been really enjoying shooting it both artistically and practically, and for me, not a lot of lenses do that. It's hard to find a lens that performs really well but still offers some character and then can be used in some practical scenarios. And for a camera system, fast zoom lenses are really important because they let you take zoomed in pictures in low light situations, whether you're indoors for a wedding or outside at a sporting event and it's dark. And then because it has that constant aperture throughout the zoom range, that means your settings don't change as you zoom on the fly. So it's a super practical lens, and that's why they've proven so popular. As one piece of evidence that this is popular and an important lens in the Pentax world, Pentax's forum's lens review database has a listing at the top for the top 10 most viewed lenses in their database. And this one comes in at number 10. And there's not a lot of autofocus lenses on there. They're mostly vintage manual focus lenses. So this is up there in terms of modern Pentax lenses that people are looking at in a system, which makes sense. If you're switching to a new system or looking into a new system for the first time, sometimes you focus on the staple lenses, the ones you know you're going to be using a lot, and then you'll dive into the more specialty lenses, and Pentax has a lot of really cool specialty lenses. But you want to know that the basics are there, and for a lot of people, this is going to be one of the basics. But as good as this lens is, it is getting a little bit dated. While I do think the optics are strong, recent releases from Pentax improving lens designs and the coatings have proven that they can make these lenses even sharper, perform even better, and be less prone to chromatic aberrations and flaring. Once again, I don't think the optics here are the weakness of this lens. I actually think they perform really well. But if you're going to upgrade a lens anyway, might as well make it even better. And for a lens that professionals are going to rely on a lot, might as well bring it up to par with the competitors, which I know Pentax can totally do because they've done with their other new releases. So the main weakness of this lens then is the focusing motor. This is during that era when Pentax released their SDM focusing motors that not on all lenses, but on a subset of SDM lenses are just prone to fail. And by prone, I mean they will fail. Every SDM lens I've owned so far has failed. Thankfully, they built in two ways to control the focusing on the lenses so that it was backwards compatible with older Pentax bodies. So when your SDM fails, you can do this kind of manual firmware lens hack and convert it back to the old screw drive system, even on modern cameras. And that works okay, but it's embarrassingly loud. It's about the same speed actually as the SDM in its prime. But there's an even better solution. Instead of replacing it with an SDM that doesn't break, Pentax could put inside this their new PLM technology, which they put in the new DA-Star 16-50mm, and it's incredible. I got my first taste of PLM with this lens. This is the 55-300 PLM. And this is not a Pentax professional grade lens necessarily. It is weather sealed and performs really nicely, especially for the price. But this is not about this lens. It's just about the focusing motor that's in this lens that I want them to put inside of this lens. And that is PLM. The focusing on this PLM lens is almost completely silent. It's basically silent and it's blazingly fast. If you want to upgrade the focusing on your older Pentax camera, which you can't upgrade focusing on cameras, that's just how fast they focus. But you can in the Pentax world by getting a PLM lens. It's going to perform way better than your older lenses in terms of focusing speed. So yeah, just with this lens, I'm converted to PLM, and this is moving Pentax in the right direction. I want to see this tech in a lens like this. So given the popularity already of the 50 to 135, that they already released the DA-Star 16 to 50 PLM lens, I think a DA-Star 50 to 135 millimeter PLM lens with a new optical design, just touched up a little bit, and then that PLM focusing motor would make for a killer lens and cause a mini revival in the Pentax world. I'm not saying that those people on YouTube that switch camera systems every month would switch to Pentax for it, but I am saying people who are about to jump ship off of Pentax might take another look if this is an important lens to them. And for people looking at great cameras like the Pentax K-3 III that was just released, an incredible DSLR, but now if you want a modern, currently produced DSLR, then that lens could tip you over along with a 16 to 50 millimeter PLM lens. If you are interested in DA-Star lenses, then check out the video I did on the old DA-Star 16 to 50 millimeter lens and whether it's worth buying now or not. Those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think. And until next time, happy snapping.